board?
I think, overall it was just our energy. Like, we were fighting for one another, and over and over we wanted to attack what was working for us. When I came back out, everybody, I just felt the energy from my teammates of wanting to get me going and wanted to me to take over and just be aggressive and get to my spots out there. So, I felt like the whole group did a great job defensively of being able to create some turnovers and allow us to get out in transition. Then the half court, we just did a really good job of moving that basketball and getting some open looks. And, it's contagious. Like when the ball moves like that and it touches, some possessions, everybody's hands, it allows guys to get more into a flow out there and have more confidence in letting the ball go and shooting it like they know how to do it.
Tobias, when you went down in the third quarter, was it your foot or your ankle?
Yeah, my ankle, yeah.
How do you feel now?
I felt all right. I mean, it was painful at the moment. I came back in the locker room, and then I just said, obviously even today before the game, not fully 100%, but, for me, I wasn't allowing us to go out there with 4 starters on the bench. So, I came back in the third quarter. I did a little stuff in the hallway here, and I said I'm good enough to go and give something. So, then went out there and did a crazy dunk. So it felt good at that point.
So you're dealing with the ankle and the hip. So do you plan to play tomorrow, or is it something you're just going to wake up and see how you feel then tomorrow?
I'm going to wake up and see how I feel, but to be honest, over the course of my career, I always plan to play. That's always my mindset and my mind frame. So obviously, we'll see how I feel when I wake up, but my mindset is to hopefully be out there to play.
You said on the broadcast that you did some meditation. Meditation put you in the right mental spot?
For sure. I mean, I was back there, obviously at that point, with strained hip and a sprained ankle, it's like, hey, maybe we sit you out. Well, I was just like, no, I'm going back out there. I feel like this is a huge win for us, and a huge win for us to get, even at that point. I knew going into the game that we were all going to come out with this type of energy and this type of buzz to get up to play versus a great team. And, I wanted to be a part of it. So while back here, I just took a moment to gather my thoughts and my mindset and be able to go back out there and play free.
As Doc alluded to the fact that you, among anyone else, really wanted this one badly, I guess, how much did the history with Ben and everything else play into that, if at all?
0% there. It was more so about, our group, being shorthanded. And, truth be told, this is, the guys that we have out there on the court are, amazing players who everyone has a story and a journey of how they fought for this position, of where they're at. And, I'm always, kind of like a barometer of the team of basically keeping our energy and our spirit right through the ups and downs of the season. And when you get presented this type of opportunity where, new guys are playing minutes, it's easy to say, hey, they're down 4 starters, but you get 4 new guys in there who aren't playing, 8 to 10 minutes. Now we're playing, 32 minutes. So it's an amazing opportunity. And for me, just being a part of that and building up guys' confidence out there on the floor and, leading and just bringing it like everybody was tonight, that makes you want to win games more than anything. And that's where my mindset was, even from 2 days ago, when we heard the news about Tyrese and Joel. So how can we gather everybody? How can we build up everybody's confidence to allow them to know, hey, you're starting now and you're an NBA starter. So the guy in front of you, we got to go at him and win our matchup and get this win. So yeah, that's how I looked at it.
So you were teammates with Ben for years prior to this, and you've been on his side of great defensive play. Mm-hmm. How weird was it going up against him the first time when your foes, and do you notice anything different about him as a defender that you didn't know previously?
Now, I always knew he's a very good defender. So anytime I see him out there like guarding the point guards, I'm like, let's get off it a little bit. Let's get him out the actions because he's 6'10", and he's able to slide and really be able to pressure you without letting the guy go around him and go by him. So, I know what he can do defensively out there, especially on the ball. So more times than not, I was saying, let's move it to the other side a little bit. Let's get him off the ball and let's create some actions to make him, get into some pick and roll and see different ways he has to guard. Like him at the 5, he's in a drop sometime, and they switch. So just seeing different things and not allowing him to pressure the basketball, I think, is key. But he's always been an all defensive player in this league, and the same as you can see tonight.
Seems like Tyrese and James have extremely different bench coaching styles. But how would you describe the impact they're having even when they're not playing? Because it looks like, from our perspective, that they're super engaged with you guys.
Yeah, they always are. I mean, just making sure obviously they're not playing, but being coaches on the sideline is big for us. Their voices, their presence. It just it picks guys up, and guys have a great relationship with each of those guys that we listen to each other. And even if they're not out there playing, they see different things that they would see if they were playing. So that support is huge for us, and we need that.
You mentioned the edge, the energy, the pace. The new guys, PJ, Trez, DeAnthony, Paul playing more minutes. How much of that comes from those guys? Do they have all that in common?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even really get to talk about anybody individually, but I thought Paul Reed, his energy out there on the floor, he's so young and just goes out and plays with a ton of heart, right? And to finish the game 19 and 10, his presence out there on the defensive end, and being able to really see the openings in their defense in the pick and roll was huge for us. He rolled so many times and got wide open layups. George, even in 17 minutes, gave us a huge push, especially in the first half, just by coming in and being aggressive and scoring. And guys live for that moment. You see George out there, he's talking junk and whatnot. That gets the whole team up. Dang, if George is talking junk, we got to have his back. You know what I'm saying? Because, so those type of things just are the evolution of guys stepping up into the moment here.
Thanks, Tobias.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Tobias.
Yeah.